Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I have got, this is my annual planning step 3. So I went through that massive list that I showed you guys previously and I narrowed it down either because like some of them were kind of like duplicate goals. Some of them were goals that were kind of part of another goal. And some of them were things that I decided either are already being tracked in like my daily routines or just stuff that I didn't really feel was going to help me this year. Either because something else was more important or because it just didn't feel fulfilling to me. So this is essentially my finalized list of goals and the items that I will be tracking. I have already printed out the trackers and I have mounted them. But hold please. Oh, I hear a bird. Oh, I didn't even need to do that. It's not even in this notebook. I'm just losing my mind a little bit. So like I said, this is step 3 for narrowing down and focusing on my goals, which happens in October, and it is in fact October. The next step will be planner prep, goal prep, and then the tracking prep. So I've got the trackers built out and printed, and I think I've already matted them down. So I'm a little bit ahead on that one, but I've still got a lot to do on prepping of my planner. But these are the focus goals. So there will be lots of little goals, little things that are being tracked, etc. But this is the stuff that I found to be the most pertinent to me. So for family, we want to do a road trip this year. Monthly time with each of our kiddos. Oops, something fell. A family vacation. So the road trip and the family vacation could kind of be the same thing. But I have a feeling that it's going to end up being 2 separate trips, or 2 separate things. We may do like a staycation and then a road trip, or we could go on a vacation somewhere and then also do a road trip. I'm not sure yet. Family camping, we want to go 5 times this year. I think we already went 4 times in 2025, and we now have friends that we camp with. So we're likely planning another camping trip with them in November. But that's going to really depend on the weather, because if it's super cold, I'm not sure we're going to be able to hang. But I digress. Again, the relaxation station is definitely going to happen. Car clean out monthly must happen. My car is a travesty. My father makes fun of me all the time. And I'm like, yes, your car is pristine, but you have no children. He's like, stop letting them eat in the car. I'm like, sometimes it's not an option. Come on, parents, help me out here. I'm sure that I could do so much better, but some things that I focus on, some things I don't. Family over once a month. Hosting a board game night once every other month. I feel like that is going to add a lot of fun in our lives. Plus, we will actually use all of the board games that we have. So I think that'll be great. But as I'm pre-planning the year, this is the type of stuff that I take and put on a sticky note and add it to my monthly calendar. So that way I don't forget about it. Because do you ever just write out a list of goals and then you kind of don't make them into action items and then they just kind of sit there? Well, that sticky note is me making it an action item. Okay, fishing trip once a month. My husband has recently fallen in love with fishing and he said he wants to do it more. So I thought I would throw that on the calendar. Plus, I think my kids like doing it too. Maybe not my daughter. She's a 15-year-old girl. She probably doesn't like fishing. But I know my son really likes it. I wouldn't mind learning that skill as well. I'm not touching fish. That's not happening. I don't want to learn that skill. They're slimy. I can't. I can't do it. That's okay. Time with friends once a month. And when I say time with friends, I mean like as a family, we are having friends over, not I'm hanging out with my friends or my husband's hanging out with his friends. It's, just at least someone that everyone can interact with. Favorites day. I pondered over this for a hot minute, simply because I did not know if this was really serving me value. But I think this is one of my goals for my family. I think it's something that would bring them a lot of enjoyment. So I think I want to maintain a favorites day where one person gets to kind of pick stuff that day. And we'll just rotate between our family members. Themed dinners once a month. And then a new recipe every week. That I feel like is kind of going to be a challenge, but I'm up for it. And then for my marriage, we want to do 2 date nights a month, 2 weekend trips in the year. We want to celebrate our 8-year anniversary, of course. Walk together once a week, and then an act of service each for the other weekly. So that means each week I will do an act of service for my husband, and then he will do an act of service for me. So that's just something that I want us to do to help bond us closer, to help each of us feel appreciated, just to overall improve our marriage as a whole. For personal development, I want to learn 6 new skills. I want to update my 1-year, 5-year, and 10-year plans, morning, midday, and evening routines. That's where a lot of the goals went. So like drinking tea every day, that's built into my routine. So I'm not going to put it on here if I'm doing it here. So that's why I reduced the goals so much. Not because I actually gave up on anything, most things, but because I built it into a routine. And again, if I don't have tea today, but I have 2 cups of tea tomorrow, I'm going to count that as each day had a cup of tea, okay? Because I drank 2 cups of tea. Because at the end of the day, if I drank 365 cups of tea, essentially I drank a cup of tea a day. So it's okay. I'm fine. Like, that's one of the places where like I have flexibility for my goals, because I've been learning for over a year that all or nothing thinking just does not serve you as a human being. You're never going to be perfect, and perfection is not the goal. Improvement is the goal. Doing a little bit better each day is so much better than staying in the same stagnant position that you've been in for years. And for me, I am on a journey to become the best version of myself. And that is ever changing and ever evolving. And one day, I won't be sitting here planning out my days, my weeks, my months with the inclusion of children and extracurricular activities and parent-teacher conferences, because my kids will be grown. By the time that they are in college, that parent-teacher conferences don't exist in college. The teachers are going to want to talk to them. They'll never want to hear from me. I won't even know them. And that's fine. That's a natural progression of life. I have years before then, less with my daughter, more with my son. But at a certain point, I have to remember that I still have to be a whole human being when they are off being their own adults. And I forgot that for a while when they were really little and they needed me a lot more. But I'm starting to come back into who I've been for my entire life and who got pushed to the back seat of the car. So I want to make sure that I am still able to fulfill myself outside of being their mother, because I will be their mother forever, but I will take a much less active role in their lives when they start hitting. My daughter's already starting. Like she's 15. Most of the time she wants to see her friends and she's like, ugh, woman, you are old. And I'm like, yes, I know. Side note, my back hurts. That's like my current like phrase that's on repeat, because genuinely back pain is a thing. But that is why I am working so hard on myself now, because I know that when Sorry if I sound funny. I have my back itches. I had an itch and I had to kind of push my arm. Anyways, I digress again. That's why I'm building such hardcore routines for myself, because I know that at the end of the day, at some point or another, my kids are going to move out. They're going to fly the nest. They are going to have their own lives. And I will be on the outer perimeter of that life. Not because they'll hate me, but because they genuinely will have their own life. The same way that I have my own life and I love my parents to pieces, but they have their own life too. So it's just the natural progression of things. And I don't want to be left in a position of oh, well, now I have nothing because my kids are gone. I'll love them to pieces always. I'll always be there for them. I will always be involved in their lives, but I have my own life to live too. So that's why my focuses are what my focuses are. So again, with my routines, which I have already started building out and testing, just to see if it's something that I can actually manage. Because I tend to overthink and add a lot of items. I'm sure that's so shocking to none of you, but I just want to make sure that my actual routines are manageable for me and not impossible. I don't want to set myself up for failure. So after the routines, I want to master my firearm. I think I mentioned this the last time I talked about my goal ideas. Became very clear that if anybody breaks into this house, I'm in trouble. So I want to master my firearm. I want to take 2 classes a month. Of course, monthly challenges. I believe I already posted a video on my monthly challenge. No, I've already recorded a video on my monthly challenges. It will be up in November. I want to volunteer 6 times next year. I want to really focus on monthly and weekly reflection. I really want to start identifying what it is that causes me to crave and eat unhealthy foods based on my emotions. I want to know which emotions trigger it, and then I want to start changing that. So that is what I want with my reflection. And then I also want to break 12 bad habits. I did already identify which habits, and I will make a video on that. For professional development, I want to finish writing the book that I started this year. I want to print and bind my first planner. I am actually obsessed with this. It has been a passion project of mine for years. It has been something that I have talked about and talked about and talked about. I've definitely sketched out some rough layouts and whatnot. But I really, really want to launch my own line of planners, planner supplies. Like, that is my ultimate goal. Like, if you ask me, who do I want to be? I mean, I've literally stated I want to be the next Erin Condren. I love Erin Condren products. They're not perfect for me, but I love the quality. I love the thought that she puts into most of her products. No, there's not 100% of everything that I love in her brand, but I love her brand as a whole. The next thing I want to do professionally is I want to create an online course. And I think that online course is going to be related to planning. I want to be able to help people do my annual planning process for themselves. I want people to be able to pick this up and learn it themselves. I want people to have a step-by-step guide from me, with me, to help them really go through and think about how they as a person want to be, what their retirement looks like, what their future self is going to be most thankful for that they started that day. I think that would be great. I do want to hit 1,000 subscribers. I know that's a lofty goal, sitting at like 80 something right now. But I really want to keep putting forth the effort into this channel, because this is something that I love, something that I am passionate about, something that I will work at day in and day out, because again, I am so passionate about this subject matter. I also want to learn 12 work-related skills. So I think this is going to be more like small, minute things, um, how to do certain things in like Excel or Word or Adobe or any of those such things. And then I want to learn video editing. I know a teensy tiny bit about video editing, but I want to get better because obviously I'm not going to stop editing videos anytime soon. For my financial goals, I want to add an income stream or a side hustle. I don't know what that's going to be yet. It might just be this channel. If I hit 500 subscribers and enough watch hours, I think maybe I'll be able to monetize the channel. I want to add $12,000 to savings. I want to pay $6,000 off in debt. I want to get a raise. I want to only eat out twice a month. This is hard. This is so hard because anytime, like we don't have like emergency dinners, because if I keep an emergency dinner in like the deep freezer, like a lasagna, that'll be the very next thing that gets eaten. Because it's like, ooh, I'm lazy. I could just throw this thing in the oven and that sounds great. And it is great. But then it's like when you actually needed it, you don't have it to use anymore. But I do want to transition to only eating out twice a month. Either if that's like going out to eat with friends or family or something like that. I would like to reduce that because we do eat out quite a bit. If there's a hiccup in dinner, we just eat out. If we're extra tired, we just eat out. I want to continue the monthly budget meetings and then 2 no spend months. And for anyone who doesn't know what a no spend month is, that's where you pay all of your bills and necessities and that is it. You don't spend extra money shopping, going out to eat, like buying gifts, stuff like that. You just, and you would have to really make sure that it's a month that you don't have any birthdays, a month that you don't have any like holidays. Now, you know, because like Christmas is going to be difficult. Like there's a lot of travel, there's a lot of gift giving, etc., extra expenses. So I'm going to pick 2 different months where it's going to be the most feasible for us to do no spend and then do that. And then for happiness, I picked self-care twice a week, monthly massages, cleaning my desk at the end of every day. This is something that I struggle with because, so what I'm filming on is like part of my desk, right? This is one long desk and then I have like a corner desk and then I have another one of these long desks. And when I tell you the amount of stuff that piles up, especially when I put stuff here when I'm not filming and then have to move it to film, it's just everything gets really crazy on my desk. So I'm trying to make it a purpose to make sure that every day I clean up my desk. I also want to do a solo weekend trip. I don't know where I would go or what I would do. But I don't think I've ever actually taken a solo trip. And I really want to do that. I don't think I'm going to like leave the country or anything. But I do want to do something. And I don't want to spend like, I'm not talking like a $3,000 trip. My husband goes away, like multiple times a year for like hunting trips and stuff. And that's great for him. But I'm not going to chill in the woods by myself for a weekend. No, thank you. But I do want to find some sort of solo trip to take. I think it would be fun. Maybe I can go out to Florida or something or I don't want to do a solo road trip. I don't want to do anything that sounds potentially unsafe, but I also don't want to spend a ton of money. So I'll have to find something. I'll have to do some more research. I want to take myself on a self date every month. I want to go, and even if it's, I could just go to the bookstore because I love the bookstore, but I also will probably get in trouble at the bookstore. So, we'll find some fun dates for me to take myself on. It'll be great. I love spending time with myself. I just don't really get to do that a lot because again, I've got kiddos, and I'm home almost all the time. So I think getting out a little bit for myself will be nice. I also want to start doing a home spa night once a month. I'm going to read 26 books next year, 4 of which are going to be self-help books. And then I want to watch 200 movies, 12 of which are going to be documentaries. Sorry if you can't see my chicken scratch right there. And then I also want to start digital detoxing once a week. And when I say digital detox, I mean I'm going to, once a week, purposely remove all digital media from my person or around me, my environment, for at least a couple of hours. So one Friday night a week, or it could be a different day, Mondays, Fridays, whatever, where after I get off work for 3 or 4 hours after that, I do something, anything that does not involve digital media. So no phone, no laptop, no TV, no tablet. Either I can go outside, I can craft, I can do whatever else in the known universe, but I just want to do that once a week. For my weekly workouts, I want to do, I kept the same exact ones that I had. So dance, yoga, kickboxing, lift 4 times a week, bike ride 3 times a week, walking 7 times a week, again, a mile a day is the goal, and stretching 4 times a week. So these can be as short, at 5 minutes. They can be 5 minutes. I can do yoga for 5 minutes and it counts. And that's in the entirety of the week. I want to do all of these, right? So my walking could take 24 minutes and my bike ride could be 15 minutes. And then that's it for the day. But on a different day, I could lift, walk, and do kickboxing. Because again, I'm really good at getting a walk in pretty much every day. Here recently with the back issue, it has been a lot more difficult, but over the past day or 2 days, I think 2 days ago I got it. I got some Aleve dual action and a TENS unit and a back support belt. The back support belt's not doing great things for me, but the TENS unit is probably my lifesaver right now. This thing's fantastic. It is helping so much. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Again, I digress. So last but not least, my fitness goals. So I want to lose another 50 pounds. And I'm teetering right at about 50 pounds right now for this year. Actually, 50 pounds total. I think by the end of this year, it will be a year and 12 months that I've lost that amount of weight. So I want to lose another 50 pounds. I want to climb to the highest peak in Texas. This was a goal for this year, but it had to get canceled because we just were not going to be able to take the trip at all. Walk 365 miles, bench 200 pounds, deadlift 300 pounds, bike 365 miles, run 1 mile, and run 2 miles. So I really want to work on my running this year. Complete 1 fitness challenge monthly. And these are individual challenge items. So I want to be able to do the splits. So I'll have to work through that month to actually get flexible enough to do that, which I'll be working on my flexibility every week when I do my yoga. So I'm compounding my effort towards my different goals. And I've also made a video separately on the fitness challenges, and I want to take 1 exercise class each month. I think I'm going to make a list for that as well. Swim weekly during the warm months, learn pickleball, take archery class, run a 5K. There's a 4-week course. It's couch to 5K that I want to try out. And then I want to bike 10 miles, and I want to eat vegetarian meals twice a week. And this could be breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It doesn't matter, but I want to make an effort to eat more vegetarian meals. Because I think overall that will improve mine and my family's health and wellness. But those are all of my goals, my focus goals for 2026. Put in the comment section below what your guys' goals are for this year. I'd love to check those out with you guys. I hope you had fun checking these out with me now that I've narrowed everything down. And then I will start walking you guys through my prepped planner and all of those good things in the next annual goals step 4 video. I hope you guys had fun. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks. Bye.